Welcome to KENPO for Advanced Lesson 10. My name is Sensei Roger.
And I'm Paul.
And today we're going to bring you a review of a technique called blasting elbows. I'm going to show you a technique called 7 swords, and then we're also going to go into a kata that I designed just for the internet. I call it KENPO Set 2 because it's designed with KENPO techniques. Alright, well, before we do this, if you're training the martial arts through a video like this and you're watching and training with us, remember one thing is you hold the responsibility on yourself for the risk of injury. Because it can happen. You could be just kicking and twisting. You see I got a brace on here. I hurt myself. I'm not going to really go into details on how exactly I hurt myself. I did it doing the martial arts here. And it can happen. I sprained my wrist. You can do it really easily. So be careful, and you assume the risk of injury yourself. Well, let's go into the techniques here. We're going to go into the blasting elbows. This is a review from our last series, KENPO for Intermediate, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And if you want to find out more about it and more techniques on that, go to that series. Check it out. It should be in the playlist too. Alright, so let's throw a punch. Paul's going to throw a punch. I'm going to block it here. Alright, see, here's one thing too. A lot of times you see us stepping through with the punch. A lot of times people throw a wild punch here. Well, this one's not so much a big, wide, round punch. Throw a punch at me. Because why would I throw an inward block to a wide punch? Throw a wide punch at me. Now, this turned into an outward block. And then he's throwing that punch at me. I didn't realize he was going to do that.
Just showing you why it fails.
The idea here is I'm not going to block it in if it's coming kind of wide. Just throw it kind of wide, and if I try to block it, it's pushing it into myself. Maybe the angle's different. You know, maybe I'm here, now I can block it in. Change it, start from over there maybe. You see how he's here? Now throw kind of that wide punch. Go that other hand.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing the same thing. Now here, I might be able to get away from it. But I still probably wouldn't do that. So I had people always say something about this, you know, or not always. I had a lot of people saying something about how we do this and train here. Well, this is the traditional martial arts training. Mm-hmm. It's for certain purposes. It's not the only way we want to train.
Right.
It's a start. But from here, I'm going to be careful because this wrist, it hurts. But throw the punch. I'm coming out here, elbow to the rib. Now for me to hit that rib with that elbow, that arm really has to be kind of clearing past. He can't be throwing like a jab. Mm-hmm. Throw a jab. Now I'm hitting him in the bicep, which is okay. It hurts too. Alright, let's go over this technique here. We're going to block it in here, this hand's ready. We're going to drill that. I'm not taking the elbow straight in. I want to go on the angle. You guys probably heard me talk about this before. How I do that, I go into a thing that we call a soft bow in the Tracy system. In the Parker system, they got different names for different stances. Mm-hmm. They might have it as a forward bow or something like that, or a fighting bow. You know, different names. You know, they don't like the way we named ours. Mm-hmm. This is the stuff that was taught to Al Tracy, and this is the stuff that's been taught to me. It's called a soft bow to us. Here we go. Block it in. Bend that knee and drive it, go on an angle. So pretty much here, whatever you call it, who cares? Just go in that downward motion like this and bring that foot up and in there. I don't get caught up in the schematics of, we call it a wheel kick or roundhouse.
Right, right.
What's the difference? Just throw the kick. Learn how to do it, throw it.
Right. Right. The guy you're hitting is not going to care.
This time throw this punch at me a little quicker here. I'm here. I'm blocking it in here. See how my chin was up? That's not how I want to do. Throw the punch. Now I'm here. Look. I'm going to try to get in here. Here's the thing too is, say you do bring it back, but I move that enough to where your arm may be back, but I might have just a little window of space. Mm. I might hit the back of the ribs or the kidney area, depending on where you're at. Right. But what I'm probably going to do is hit the back of the rib cage on that. That's fine. If I did that here, now from here I come around and ridge hand, I'm not going to be able to hit that arm. Let's go over this again. Block it. Elbow. Elbow. Now from here, look. Shove the arm down if it's there, and ridge hand. Alright, throw a right punch please at me. Alright, as I'm here, I hit him in the rib. All went well on this. I got underneath. Okay, now I can strike in the back of it. His hand is here. I can bring it down, check it, and then ridge hand. Let's go in this angle, please. Just throwing the punch. I'm here and here. I hit his arm. Okay, that's fine. I hit him in the back. Now look, his arm is in there. Stay where you were. Don't change just because it's not set for the technique. Look. See how that goes in here? As I'm going quick, oh well, wham, I'm hitting right up in here. Now I don't like a ridge hand, tell you the truth, to the head, barehanded. I'm not a fan of that. You know, but throw a punch from here, I come in here, I hit his arm, right? I come in here, I can take the tiger palm, boom, right to the nose. And the nice thing about that, I can come across, hit the eyes, push from back, sweep the leg if I need to, or wherever, or just hit in here. I don't have to hit with a ridge hand. There's a saying that Mark Miller, my instructor, has on his wall. It says, the unexpected happens, adjust.
Right.
That's why I wanted to put in this review. Remember, this KENPO for Advanced, we got to start thinking about technique, untechnique. What I mean by that is undo the technique. Don't get so stuck in the technique that you can't adjust. And that's a problem I have with doing book work of this all the time. You need to have this. Throw the punch out like that, hold it there, here it is. We need to have this for learning steps, but the problem is now, no one punches like that.
Right.
But from here, hey, okay, throw any kind of punch. See how he's leaving it out there now? Bring it back a little bit, or even just swing it through like a lot of guys do. Look, I could come up high, boom. Oh well, adjust. Adjust. Oh, look at this. I skipped the whole thing. Throw a punch. Boom. Oh, right here across. I took a forearm right across the nose.
Yeah.
Got the idea? Let's go over it again, Blast.
Learning that motion for anything that could happen.
Here to here. Okay, double push the ridge hand. All right, bring the hand out, please, and hold it there. We're training here, here. Look. Come on this way. Here's the cool thing is, I'm here, 1, 2. I would actually get the other hand on there too, but it's hard for me right now. Look, I got it in here. I'm probably never going to get that off of this technique, but throw a punch, please. See how I could use the same basic idea by training the way people don't go. I'm opening up another technique.
Right.
See, a lot of people are closed-minded. There's a saying that I heard from someone else that knew Ed Parker. He said Ed Parker always had a saying. He says that a parachute works best when it's open. So does the mind. That's what we want to do, is open our mind up. All right, here's the technique of this lesson right here, is 7 swords. This is like a staple key technique for KENPO. So is the crashing elbow, which is stopped there, blasting elbows here. Good, just like that. All right, those are key techniques. Well, here goes 7 swords. So let's throw the right punch. We're going to do it in the air, and then I'm going to show you how to palm. We're going to block it in as we move forward. The chop. Palm with the left. I'm going to throw a square punch because my hand, it's hard for me to do that with a brace. It's hard for me to do that right now without the brace. All right. Then square punch. The technique says to go spearhand to the body, or to the solar plexus. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not conditioned for that. You can do the square punch. Okay, take your left foot here, move it back. Eye rake. Chop to the right, chop up. Okay, see how far Paul really moved on that? You really don't need that far.
I was going to ask you about my feet, actually.
Yeah, you don't need it that far. All right, throw a punch at me, please. And then block it here. Here's what I like about it. I talked about this before. Throw a punch. I'm not going up here with my chin up, punch me. Boom. If I'm not quick enough, I'm doing full block, I'm getting hit here. See, that's what a lot of people have said, and they're right on that. But here's the thing. You come at me, go to punch. I hit him in the arm here, but that could come right up in here. See how quick that is? We have the element of surprise. Whoa, whoa, I don't want to do anything. And I just elbowed you. Hammer fist. element of surprise. He didn't know I was going to do the elbow. That's why I do that. And he was like, huh?
Yeah.
I stopped.
Yeah.
But boom, bang. That's your KENPO. Is learning to adjust. All right, here you go. Someone's throwing a punch. I'm blocking. So what I want to do is drop the shoulder a little bit forward as I'm hitting, dropping the chin. Hit me in the head. See, now you're not going to knock me out if I do get hit. This is what we call the cover hand. But I'm not going to go like this because I can't see. And plus, anyhow, punch my hand, it's still going to hurt the power going through.
Right.
If I was like this,
Right.
I'm here. Now from here, I can chop it. Now, I'm going to throw the punch. I'm here to the body. Let's go over this way, please. All right, throw the punch at me. Now I'm here. See, this comes up here. I'm not going to be standing back like this. Because that's here. You see where I'm kind of hitting them. Throw a punch. 1, 2, 3, boom. See, now I kind of come in there, throwing the hip and the foot as I hit. That's what I like about the uppercut. Alright, so throw a punch. See, that's just hitting. That's all me hitting here. But now I'm here. You feel that a little more, Paul? I get more weight into it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Look at this. Boom. Shift a little bit. Drive. Okay, now if you do start coming forward a little bit, I rake the eye. Chop to the neck. I'll hit the nose because usually the chop to the throat going up doesn't really happen. But reality speaking, you're probably never going to get the full 7 swords
Yeah.
in there.
That's true.
But anytime you hear, look at this. You got that. Let's break this down. Technique, untechnique. KENPO for advanced. We're halfway through these lessons, and then next series would be KENPO for black belt. You got to throw a little theory in here. You're not just going to hear some techniques and go at it. You got to start thinking a little bit and start breaking it apart. Here you go. You got the block, the chop. Here's your palm. Here's your punch. This is one part I really like. Side step. It's not swinging the leg like this. Just step. Change angle. You hear. Chop, chop. So a lot of times when people do this, they want to slide that foot. That's actually slower than just stepping.
Right.
Think about it. You see how you're trying to change it? It takes you too long to get there.
Right, right.
All right, let's go back again. Just from the fighting stance, I want you guys to just, if you're doing this with us, shift your weight in that front leg just a moment. Take this foot. I want you to take it from right where it is and just take the heel up and slide it to the angle. Now you're changing your hips, you're changing the angle. That's simple. So you still got the hips, you wanted to do that. So straight back. There you go. It's hard, isn't it, to think about? It's simple, but it's hard.
Yeah, because I'm used to doing a pivot, a full pivot, not just a step back.
Just think about here. Throw this punch at me. That's one thing, it's fine, it's cool. Throw the punch, hit me in the chest. Okay, hit me in the chest. Hit me in the chest. So now I'm doing here, I also use my arm to protect too. Is that idea? Here, punch me. I'm right here. I kind of block from my arm to slow it down,
Right.
and he was pulling back anyhow. But hold the punch out. Here's the cool thing here. See how it's right on me, guys? Here. This is saying he's throwing a straight punch. Or he's advancing forward at me. Here, start pushing me forward. I change the angle. Instead of going, oh, stumbling here, I just change and got my balance back. That's one thing I like about that. It's kind of a cool thing. You can play around with it, have fun with it. Don't get so stuck in thinking. All right, let's go back to here. Chinese sword, that's the technique that is. If I want my chin down, remember, don't practice this way. I see a lot of guys doing that. It's not practical for fighting. You're laughing. Why are you laughing? You've seen it too. I don't want to pick on anybody, but I know one thing is that's air KENPO. That's air KENPO. It's not going to work that well. Because from here, I can get knocked out. If you're swinging multiple strikes, I'm not ready to go into another technique like the whip. I'm so set in technique land that you just punch me in the head. And now I'm knocked out. I don't want to be set in technique land. I want to be set in what is your movement, where you at. here's what I want you guys to think about when you're doing technique. Is look at the positioning where you are. Look at the position where you are. There's a principle I got, number 10 of the 12 principles for greater influence. Number 10 is be aware of where you are. And that's what we're going to think about with the techniques. Aware of where we are. So now we're fighting too, throw a punch. I didn't know he was going to do that, but look, I got this. Come on at me. Come here. Come at me with anything else. Here, anything else to kick even. You know, now look what I just did. You see where my head is opened up?
Yeah.
But here, go ahead. From here, I was aware of that though, during kick. I was aware of that. He just broke his toe. He hit me in the elbow.
That was stung.
Right? Throw the kick here. Right, as I'm here, see, he's punched past me. No, go hit him in the head. Alright, I'm here. See, this is what I do here. I've done this before, and even if he does hit me, look what's happening.
Probably off the shoulder or hit.
You're going to hit kind of harder part of my head. I do that with sparring a lot of times. I mean, I don't really care if I get hit a little bit, I just don't want to get hit hard.
Yeah.
Unless I'm doing point fighting, and then it's like, oh well.
Quick question on Seven Swords. Is that, I mean, I'm stepping forward on that. Is it more of a stationary start? Is it stepping forward if you can? Or could you actually do it, could you actually retreat if you had to on that move?
You can.
Okay.
It depends on the opponent. That's a good question. We train it book-wise, blocking and advance forward. Here's a couple ways. Throw a punch, right? I want to start moving this and then move, almost simultaneous. But here's the thing: is advance at me kind of hardcore. Boom, bam, bam. Now I'm right here. I don't have to move that much. You came into me.
Right. Okay.
I go, whoa! I still got it. Look, arms going.
Yeah.
Head, chin up, get knocked out.
Yeah.
So there's your seven swords. Let's go over it one more time. Let's go slow for technique learning wise. If you want to really learn the technique, take this slow, but then take in the theory that I was talking about too. Here we go. Block it and advance forward. My other hand's up here. Good. Now chin is down, guys. Chop here, pivot your hips. That would be your palm. I'm throwing a punch. Now from here, you're going to throw a square punch and pop your hip into it. Good. Side step. Rake the eye left. Chop down, chop back up. There's your seven swords.
I was forgetting that eye ring too.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah, I was forgetting that. I was going right to the chop.
Don't forget to dot the I's. Cross your T's and dot the I's.
Now it's in my head because I forgot. That's how I remember things.
Alright, we got a vocabulary word. Remember talking about be aware of where you are? Well, the vocabulary word is vigilance. It's the act of carefully watching. Basically, whatever you're doing, you want to be aware. You don't want to do things and not be mindful of what you're doing. You want to be aware of where you're at. Like, I want to be carefully watching what neighborhood I'm in. Well, one thing is why you're in a bad neighborhood at the wrong time of day.
Right.
You living there maybe? Well, what if you're living there, you know when to go in and when to go out. And, basically, don't put yourself in harm's way if you could help it. Be aware. Like, here's a story that Tracy's son told us one time at a seminar. He was talking about being in a bank. And he noticed the bank was being robbed. He walked out. He goes, just because I know how to defend myself doesn't mean I need to tackle this.
Right.
He walked out, called 911, and he's seen someone else ready to go to the bank. He goes, you don't want to go in there, it's being robbed.
Yeah.
He was warning someone else, but
right.
Why would he try to be a hero that way when he just called the police? Because he might get someone killed being the hero.
Right.
For some reason. Now if someone starts shooting up the place, you might, if you feel like you had to do something, people are getting shot anyhow, but go get help. Really. Go get help. It's hard to tell what you do during a situation.
Right.
But think about it though, if they're just trying to get the money, just call 911, maybe they get there before they get out of that bank. I just want to be, say be aware where you are. There's people driving and texting and killing people every day because of texting.
Right.
to reading a book. I've seen it. A book on the dashboard or steering wheel like this, reading a book. Actual book, printed book, not off the internet. You know, not off your phone, but a book. Beside. One lady who was doing probably about 75 miles per hour, passing me up, and I looked and she was doing her mascara. Eyes boldly open like this. How do you drive with something in your eye? They're doing it. 75, 80 miles per hour. Here we go. Be aware of where you are. If you're one of those boneheads that like to do that, don't be a bonehead. You're more intelligent than that.
Right.
Don't harm yourself or anyone else out there. Alright, that's it. If you haven't subscribed yet.
What are you waiting for?
And one note too is, like I said before, if you guys like these principles and the wisdom stuff, you made it this far in the video, you want more of it, go to my channel, Better Life 75, it's on YouTube. Check it out. And also on my other channel, The Grinds Factor, I was doing a thing called the Soda Pop Review. This morning I did it. I took a habanero pepper from the garden. That was probably one of the hottest habanero peppers I ever ate. If you guys want to see me a big old wimpy guy about these peppers, go check out that video. It's kind of funny. I didn't even watch it yet, I just know it was funny.
Yeah. You see a grown man cry over a pepper.
Check it out. I almost did cry, it was horrible.
God bless.
God bless.